Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be. Today I'm going to talk to you about the difference between this and this. That's right, the minor pentatonic scale and the major pentatonic scale. These two scales are related in certain ways, but the way you approach blending them together, creating this hybrid scale, breeding this amazing love child of tonalities is really an art form that can be a little bit intimidating if you maybe haven't considered branching out from the minor pentatonic into the major pentatonic or vice versa. So most guitar players probably know this shape. And most guitar players, when asked to play the major pentatonic scale, will either say, what? Or they'll be like, huh, no problem. Just move this down 3 frets. Well, that is technically correct, but when you do that, you're only really playing one shape, which you have tendencies in. So what I mean by that is you have certain ways that you'll play notes, and you'll have certain note groupings and certain phrasing ideas, and you're going to be very set in your ways over this very basic and fundamental shape. So maybe one of your go-to licks in this box here is... So if you play something in the major pentatonic scale, all you would be doing is playing the same thing. And there's no rhythmic variation, there's no real phrasing difference, it's just a different sound, and it's kind of a lazy way to play the major pentatonic scale and say, look, I'm modulating. That's not to say it's a wrong way to learn. I just want to kind of give you the next level of playing between the minor and the major pentatonic scale. So as you can hear, we are in A, and I'm considering this the context of like a blues progression. So like... So here's what I recommend doing. Instead of playing the minor pentatonic scale here, and then moving it down to play the major pentatonic when the chord changes or something, I would say to learn the second position of this major pentatonic scale, so that way all the notes are right here in this area that you're already comfortable with in the minor pentatonic position. So all that would entail is taking the minor pentatonic scale and learning the second position, which would be this. So as you can hear, that sounds majory already. So what we'll do is we know that we have this position here with our major pentatonic. So we'll just apply that second position that we just figured out. So now, right at our fingertips, without having to move around or find boxes, we have our minor pentatonic shape and our major pentatonic shape. So that will give us a lot more creative runway to really create cohesive licks instead of just... So I am a huge fan of breaking out of boxes. I don't like boxes. I get like claustrophobic, and that makes me scared. So by learning the second position of the major pentatonic scale, which will have a lot of overlapping parts to it over the minor pentatonic shape that you already are familiar with, it gives you that fluidity with your playing to create real actual melodies instead of just sound like you're practicing. Now there's no right or wrong time to implement the minor or major pentatonic scales over a traditional blues progression like this. you need to try out what works for you, but technically there are certain notes that fit better over certain parts of the chords or really bring out certain elements of a chord. So over the one chord, that will be the place that you can get comfortable establishing the minor tonality. Now we have the 4 chord. We'll find some major tonality. Back to 1. Here's the 5, and we can play really anything we want here. Back to 4. So there's no rules. You can do major tonality over the 1 chord and minor tonality over the 4 chord, or you can constantly be blending. There's literally no framework. It's just whatever sounds good to your ear is the correct way. Certain guitar players do certain phrasings. So it's really the minor pentatonic, and then taking a major note, another major note, and back down the minor pentatonic. So plenty of ways to mix and match these scales. You can really think of the 2 shapes as one big scale too. So you would take both the major and minor notes and just create one monster mega scale. Like, let's see, that would be. Doesn't sound that great on its own, but you can find notes that you like and use it like a paintbrush. Maybe you like the sound of this note over the 4 chord. That'll help you learn to identify this note in multiple octaves and positions on the neck, and learn to target it when you are saying, I'm gonna make this phrase sound happy, or I'm gonna get this phrase to sound sad or bluesy or crazy. So endless possibilities of using the minor and major pentatonic scales to create really bluesy, emotive licks and tricks for your arsenal. And I'm going to play a little improv now to show you how I would use the major and minor pentatonic scale over a blues progression. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I've gotten a lot of requests for this type of lesson, so I hope I have appeased you, my friends, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.